Stop for a moment, breathe, feel the air move through you. Before you rush to fix, chase, or prove something, just pause. The world can wait. Listen closely to that steady rhythm in your chest. That heartbeat is life, reminding you that you're still here, still standing, still enduring every storm that tried to silence you. You haven't lost, not now, not ever. The fact that you're still breathing means the fight isn't over. It means there's still purpose waiting to be lived. Let the noise fade for a second. Let the weight you've been carrying rest beside you. The world spins fast, but peace begins in the stillness you create right now. Feel that quiet power rising beneath the silence. It's the part of you that never gave up, even when your mind told you to. Here I am, here you are, two souls meeting in a brief moment of calm before the next wave of life arrives. Maybe you don't need loud motivation or grand speeches. Maybe you just need to remember this. Even in your quietest moments, you're stronger than you realize. There's a voice inside you, quiet but constant, the one that whispers when no one else is around. It tells you you're not enough, that you've failed too often, that maybe you'll never get it right. You've heard it for so long that it started to sound like truth. But that voice isn't truth. It's a thief. It steals your focus, your peace, and every dream that dares to grow inside you. Imagine standing in a room full of mirrors, each one reflecting a version of you, but none of them real. Some show your mistakes larger than life. Others twist your reflection until you barely recognize the person looking back. You stare at those mirrors and believe what you see, never realizing they were never honest reflections, just distortions built from fear, shame, and old memories. You've been living in that funhouse for years, walking in circles, judging yourself by illusions. But here's the truth. The reflection was never you. The doubt was never yours. Those distorted images were just thoughts, temporary, fragile, and false. As the Buddha said, what you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you create. Read that again. Not with your eyes, but with your heart. Your thoughts aren't harmless. They're blueprints shaping the world around you. Every word you speak to yourself builds or breaks the foundation you stand on. But you are not those thoughts. You are the one watching them. You are the sky, open, endless, untouched by the storms that pass through. The clouds may darken your view, but they never change what the sky truly is. That's you, constant, limitless, far greater than the noise that drifts through your mind. And when you begin to see that difference between the storm and the sky, you reclaim your peace, because awareness is freedom. Every morning, a war begins, not out there in the world, but inside your own head. Before the sun even rises, your mind starts whispering the same tired lines. You can't do this. You'll mess it up again. Nobody believes in you. You try to silence it, but it keeps coming back, dressed in the voice of logic, pretending it's protecting you. What it's really doing is keeping you small. This battle is invisible, but it's the hardest one you'll ever fight. It's not between you and the world. It's between you and the version of yourself that clings to fear, doubt, and old wounds. You've become so skilled at criticizing yourself that you mistake it for honesty. You think the pain is truth, but it's just habit. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." The man who ruled an empire understood something most of us forget. Control doesn't begin with what happens around you. It begins with what happens within you. The mind can be both your prison and your liberation, depending on who's in charge. The moment you stop fighting the world and start mastering your own thoughts, everything shifts. You no longer react, you respond. You no longer break, you bend and rise. The real victory isn't proving others wrong. It's proving to yourself that peace was always an inside job. So the next time your mind whispers, "You're not enough," answer back with calm certainty. "Maybe not yet, but I'm learning." That's how warriors of the soul fight. Not with anger, but with awareness. Because the only war worth winning is the one within. What if everything you've ever believed about yourself could be rewritten? What if every label, every limit, every "I can't" was never the final truth? Just a story told too many times. Think about that. You've been living inside a narrative built from past experiences, mistakes, and other people's opinions. But stories can be edited, words can be replaced, endings can be changed. Maybe you've spent years seeing yourself as the one who fell short, the one who almost made it, the one who never quite fit in. But what if that was never who you were? What if you've always been the hero, not the victim, of your own journey? Heroes don't have perfect beginnings. They fall, they doubt, they get lost. But what makes them powerful is this: they choose to rise again and again until the story shifts in their favor. Today is your invitation to do the same, to stop rereading your pain and start rewriting your purpose. No one else can do it for you. This isn't about pretending your past didn't happen. It's about realizing it doesn't have to define what comes next. Because right now, in this very moment, you hold the pen. You decide how the next chapter unfolds, and together we're going to begin a new one. One truth at a time. 10 truths that will crack open the walls you've built around yourself. 10 lessons that will remind you who you really are beneath the noise. 10 choices that can quietly reshape the way you think, feel, and live. Not someday, not when you're ready, but now, because transformation doesn't wait for permission. So take a deep breath, steady your heart, and get ready to meet the version of you that's been waiting to rise. Number 1, your thoughts are not facts. Every single day, your mind produces around 6,000 thoughts, tiny sparks of imagination, fear, and memory. But here's the truth most people never realize. Most of them are fiction. They sound real, they feel real, but that doesn't make them true. You think, I'm not enough. You think everyone else is doing better than me. You think I'll fail again. These are not facts. They're just stories your mind keeps replaying on a loop. Epictetus once said, "We are disturbed not by things, but by our view of them." Read that again, slower. It's not life that hurts you. It's the way you see life that shapes your pain. Picture yourself sitting beside a calm river. Leaves drift across the surface. Some bright, some broken. Each leaf is a thought. You don't chase every leaf. You don't collect the rotten ones and call them yours. You just watch them pass. That's how your thoughts should be treated. Noticed but never owned. Try this. When a harsh thought appears, don't say, I'm a failure. Instead say, I'm noticing the thought that I'm a failure. Feel that space? That's freedom. That's awareness. Your mind will always talk. That's its nature. But you are not the voice. You are the listener, the watcher behind the words. So from this moment forward, become a thought detective. When your mind speaks, pause and ask, is this truth? Or just fear wearing a mask? Because the moment you stop believing every thought that passes through, you begin to experience peace that no thought can steal. Number 2, the inner critic isn't yours. Close your eyes for a moment and listen to that voice inside your head. The one that always has something to say when you try to move forward. The one that whispers, you're not ready, you'll mess this up, you never get it right. Now ask yourself, whose voice is that really? Maybe it sounds like a parent's disappointment. Maybe it echoes a teacher's impatience. Maybe it carries the sharp tone of an ex who made you feel small. These voices were never born inside you. They were planted there. You just kept replaying them until they started to sound like your own thoughts. Carl Jung once said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Think about that. You're not broken. You're just running on someone else's programming. Imagine a child learning to walk. They fall again and again, yet they don't stop. They don't cry, I'll never get it right. They simply get up and try once more. That natural persistence is who you were before shame had a voice, before you learned to judge yourself through someone else's eyes. It's time to trace that voice back to its origin. When you catch yourself thinking, I'm not enough, pause and ask, who taught me to think this way? Once you see where it came from, it starts to lose its power, because the critic inside your head was never you. It was a collection of borrowed voices, old echoes from people who were fighting their own battles. You don't have to carry them anymore. You have the power to rewrite that inner dialogue, to build a new voice made of truth, compassion, and strength. So say it out loud and mean it. I reclaim my mind. Number 3, comparison steals joy. Somewhere along the way, you started to measure your worth by what others have. Their highlights became your pain. Their victories made your efforts feel small. But here's the truth. Comparison is a thief, and it steals the very thing it pretends to inspire. Your joy. Every scroll on social media tells a silent lie, that everyone else has it figured out. Perfect faces, perfect moments, perfect lives. But behind those filters are the same doubts, fears, and sleepless nights you know too well. You're comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's movie trailer. Epictetus once said, we are disturbed not by events, but by our judgments about them. It's not what others have that hurts you. It's what you think it means about you. The truth is, life isn't a race. There's no finish line you're running toward. You have your own lane, your own rhythm, your own season of growth. When you start focusing on your pace instead of their speed, something incredible happens. Peace returns. Imagine a flower trying to bloom by looking at the one beside it. Impossible, right? Each flower unfolds in its own time, under its own sunlight. You are no different. So today, stop looking sideways. Look inward. Measure your progress not by how far someone else has gone, but by how far you've come from who you used to be. Your path was never meant to look like theirs, and that's your power. Whisper it to yourself with calm conviction. My journey is my own. Number 4, mistakes don't define you. At some point, you started believing that every wrong turn made you less worthy, that every failure left a mark too deep to erase. But hear this, your mistakes are not who you are. They're proof that you tried, proof that you were brave enough to step into the unknown while others stayed silent on the sidelines. Seneca once wrote, every new beginning comes from another beginning's end. Every mistake you've made didn't end your story. It redirected it. It carved new paths, built resilience, and taught you truths that comfort never could. You see, failure isn't the opposite of progress. It is progress, just in disguise. Each misstep, each regret, each "I wish I had done better" moment is part of your becoming. Think about it. The strongest trees aren't the ones that never faced storms. They're the ones that bent, cracked, and still found a way to reach the light. That's you. Scarred maybe, but still growing. So stop punishing yourself for being human. You're not supposed to get it all right. You're supposed to learn, adjust, and evolve. Forgive yourself for not knowing what you didn't know before you learned it. The past is a teacher, not a life sentence. Take a breath, lift your head, and repeat this until you believe it. I learn, I grow, I rise. Number 5. You don't need permission to start over. Somewhere along your journey, you were made to believe that changing direction meant you failed, that starting over was weakness. But that's a lie born from fear, not truth. Starting over isn't betrayal, it's evolution. It's the moment you stop living on autopilot and choose alignment instead of approval. You don't need anyone's permission to begin again. Not your family's, not your friends, not even your past selves. In Japan, there's a philosophy called Kaizen, the practice of small, continuous improvements. It teaches that transformation doesn't require drama or perfection. It just needs one small, consistent step in a new direction. That's all. One quiet act of courage today can change the shape of your tomorrow. Maybe it's rewriting your goals. Maybe it's walking away from something that no longer fits. Maybe it's forgiving yourself for staying too long. Whatever it is, begin quietly, gently, bravely. You're not starting from nothing. You're starting from experience. Everything you've endured has prepared you for this exact moment, to rise again, wiser and more grounded than before. So take that first step. Don't wait for the world to say go. Whisper it to yourself instead. I give myself permission. Number 6. Worth not equal productivity. We live in a world that worships motion, a world that tells you that if you're not constantly doing, you're falling behind. You start to believe that your value depends on how much you produce, that slowing down means you're losing ground. But that's not truth. That's conditioning. You are not a machine. You are a living, breathing soul, not built for endless hustle, but for balance, depth, and peace. Lao Tzu once said, "Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished." Think about that. The seasons don't rush, yet they never fail to change. The sun doesn't race to rise, yet it always arrives on time. Why do you think you have to force what's meant to unfold naturally? Rest is not a reward you earn after proving your worth. It's a vital part of your becoming. Without it, even your passion turns into pressure. There's a difference between ambition and anxiety. Ambition moves from inspiration. Anxiety moves from fear. When your worth is tied to your productivity, rest starts to feel like guilt. And that's how you lose your joy. Your value isn't in your results. It's in your existence. You were enough before you ever achieved a single thing. So today, give yourself permission to breathe, to pause, to just be. The world won't collapse when you rest, but you might collapse if you don't. Say it softly, but with conviction. I am enough without the hustle. Number 7, healing isn't linear. Healing isn't a straight road, it's a spiral. Some days you rise, others you fall back into old pain and think, I'm right where I started. But you're not. You're just visiting the same lessons from a higher level of understanding. We grow in circles, not lines. Each return to an old wound means you're seeing it with wiser eyes. You're not failing. You're deepening. Rumi once wrote, "The wound is where the light enters you." The parts of you that ache the most are the very places where strength is being built. Pain doesn't mean you're broken. It means your heart is stretching to hold more compassion, more wisdom, more love. Healing takes time, not the kind measured by clocks, but by moments of self-forgiveness. It's the quiet decision to keep going, even when no one sees your effort. So don't shame yourself for having hard days. Seneca said it best. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. Your mind builds storms that never rain. It creates endings that never arrive. That's the power and the danger of imagination left unchecked. Here's the shift. For every fear-based what if, try asking a hopeful one instead. What if it works out? What if I'm stronger than I think? What if this detour is exactly what I need? The truth is, anxiety lives in the future. Peace lives in the present. You can't control tomorrow, but you can always control your next breath, your next choice, your next step. So, when the what-ifs start shouting, lower their volume with presence. Look around you, the ground beneath your feet, the breath in your lungs, the moment that is still yours. That's where life actually happens. Choose to return here, again and again. Number 9. Outgrowing people and places. There comes a time in every journey when the world that once felt like home starts to feel small. The conversations that used to excite you now drain you. The rooms that once felt warm now echo with distance. And somewhere inside, a quiet voice whispers, "You're changing." But with that change often comes guilt. Guilt for outgrowing people you once loved, or places that once felt sacred. You wonder if you're abandoning them, or betraying the person you used to be. But growth is not betrayal. Growth is alignment. Heraclitus said, "No man steps in the same river twice, because it's not the same river, and you are not the same person." The current of life is always moving, reshaping who you are meant to become. Staying where your soul no longer fits doesn't serve anyone. Not you, not them. Outgrowing someone doesn't mean you've stopped caring. It means your paths now lead in different directions. Sometimes love means letting go without bitterness, and gratitude means remembering without returning. You see, evolution asks for space. When you hold on too tightly to the past, you leave no room for what's waiting to arrive. It's not your duty to stay where your spirit feels confined just to make others comfortable. The truth is, your light will always make some people squint, not because it's wrong, but because it's growing brighter. And yes, it hurts. Change always does. You'll miss the laughter, the memories, the versions of yourself that belonged in those places. But don't confuse nostalgia with belonging. Some chapters aren't meant to be reread, only appreciated for what they taught you. So forgive yourself for evolving, for choosing peace over familiarity, for realizing that staying small doesn't serve anyone. The world needs the highest version of you, not the one who plays safe in old stories. Take a breath and honor the journey. Every person, every place, every ending that led you here, because nothing was wasted. It all shaped you. Whisper it like a promise to your soul. I honor my evolution. Number 10, your story isn't over. There are moments when life feels like it's come undone, when dreams fall apart, when people leave, when the weight of it all makes you wonder if it's even worth continuing. You look around and think, this can't be where my story ends. And you're right, it isn't. Because what feels like an ending is often just the pause before a new chapter begins, the quiet before the dawn, the space where healing gathers its strength. In Japan, there's an art called kintsugi, the practice of repairing broken pottery with gold. The cracks aren't hidden, they're highlighted, honored, turned into something even more beautiful than before. The idea is simple. What's been broken isn't ruined, it's reborn. Your life is no different. Every scar, every heartbreak, every failure, it's the gold that gives your story meaning. Stand in your truth, look at the scars, and whisper the words that keep you moving forward. My story continues, because it does, because you do, and this, right here, right now, is not the end. It's the becoming. Final message, integration. You made it to the end. And that says something powerful about you. It means you were willing to face yourself, to listen, to stay present through every truth, every reflection, every pause. Most people scroll past the very lessons that could change their lives, but you didn't. You stayed. And that means you're ready. Remember this, your thoughts are not facts. Just because your mind speaks doesn't mean it speaks truth. The voice inside that doubts you, questions you, tears you down, that voice is not your essence, it's noise. You are the one listening, not the one accusing. And the critic in your head, it was never yours to begin with. It's made of echoes, old words, past pain, other people's fears that settled inside your heart. You don't have to keep carrying them. You can put them down now. You can build a new voice, one that speaks with kindness, with patience, with power. Most importantly, your worth has never depended on your productivity, your success, or your ability to prove yourself. You were worthy the moment you took your first breath, and you still are now, even when you rest, even when you stumble, even when you're rebuilding. So take this moment, this silence after the storm, and breathe. Feel your heartbeat. That rhythm is life reminding you. You are still here, still growing, still becoming. You are not broken. You are becoming whole. You are not behind. You are becoming ready. And you are not done, not even close. From this moment forward, walk lighter, speak softer to yourself. Let your story unfold without rushing it, because your best days aren't buried in the past. They are waiting ahead, quietly, patiently, for you to step into them. So when doubt whispers, when fear knocks, when exhaustion tries to pull you back, remember who you are. You are becoming, and your best days are still ahead. I am evolving. I am enough. I am becoming.